Hey guys, welcome. Hold on, welcome. Welcome to the broadcast tonight. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. Let me just set up here. Do the usual routine of setting up all the platforms So yes, I can see YouTube and Periscope here. So let me just set up YouTube on my hand here so it's easy to respond. Hello, Chick Threads, Alaska. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? Anthony the Angel. So how come I'm not seeing it live on... Where is it? Why do I not see it live on YouTube at the moment? What am I missing here? There we go. Wow, that's just so difficult. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Thank you. You should. You'll be happier if you watch me on YouTube. I'll be happier too. So, YouTube is the preferred platform. You scoping to? You scoping to what? Yeah. So yes, I obviously prefer that you watch on YouTube. So that would be so appreciated. Oh my gosh, I almost got zucked by a scam. Why are you on FB? Why are you on FB? That's I thought we were over that. You remind me of you do I do. Can he give me some money then, so that I can be more like him? So let's see here. So Jay was asking if I tuned my piano myself. No, this is a Steinway. I don't touch that. So I let the experts handle that. You know, it's a very very specialized skill to tune a piano, and you got to go to technician school to learn how to do that. I have no idea how to do that. I'm here. Okay, Anthony D'Angelo is over there. Joe M. Goodness, it's hard to remember all this. You're gonna have to remind me later. Okay. When you're going Instagram live, when you do, Jay, not me, not gonna see me on Zucking Instagram. My cousins do not understand and still use Zuckbug. Well, switch to texting, Miss Deanna. Stick to texting and say I left Zuckbug, but here's you can text me here. And believe it or not, they won't have a choice because they can't talk to you otherwise. Just get their phone numbers beforehand, put it on your phone, text them, and say, sorry, I left Facebook. Then they won't have a choice. They won't have a choice. Tinkerballs. There's an app for that, tuning your piano. E.T. Buck, it requires some pretty intense ear training. And it's, if you do there are 3 strings per note. And they gotta be like tuned exactly. Piano tours can apprentice also. Do I have to be on Brax to use your VPN? That would be the best way, Tinkerballs. Yes. Why are you so afraid of Brax? The whole point of Brax is that I don't have to email credentials and things. When you go on Brax, the credentials are encrypted. If you say, okay, I don't want to use Brax, can I do that? Yes, but then I'd have to email you the credentials, which breaks the security. So I don't know why you would want to do that. So Brax, you don't need to use Brax for anything else, but there it is. It doesn't matter, Tinkerballs. The VPN is tied to Brax. That's where the store is. You can't buy from the store. It's just like going to the store. So it doesn't matter that there's no one there. Then don't talk to anybody else. Just use the VPN. Nobody forces you to use Brax.me for anything else. The VPN is just where the store is. And to have a store purchase, you have to have an account. And the credentials get delivered to you. And that's where you look up the credentials. If you want, do not use it for any other purpose. The VPN is $89 a year. And to support this program, I appreciate it when you do sign up for the VPN every year. It supports this program, and this is the only way I make a living from doing this, and that is appreciated. Now, tonight we're going to talk about some other things. Tonight I'm going to talk about some other things that I'm going to be making product-wise, and it's interesting. And I kind of have an example here. Let me just unplug this here. But this is a sample. This is just a mock-up this not actually. I don't have the actual parts yet, uh, but anyway, this is the mock-up of the security system that I'm building for home automation, and this part already works for the camera. And I'll tell you why it's different than some of the other products out there. But so we're going to put this in a large external camera mount that I'll be getting on Monday. Then I'm going to put this on there, and then I'm going to mount it outside, and then you'll see what it's for. But there's a lot of circuitry in there, and this is kind of unique. Now, this currently is using infrared because I'm waiting for the part to show up, but it's already wired for it. The actual final version is going to use radar. So it's gonna. It does not have audio at the moment, but it has radar. You can. So, yeah. So it has and I'll tell you why that's important and why many of the products out there for home security are actually not too practical. You see, I've actually studied this. I've had every single home security product, all the commercial ones. I've had them all, and I paid tons of money every month, and then I put on my own security cameras. Did not rely. Hello, Eagle Source. I did not rely on the different parties to install for me, and they put their security system in, and then I started to realize that they're not actually all that useful. They're not actually all that useful if you the way they designed it, and that's not the way I want to design the system. And and I hello Enlighten Up, and I want to design a system that's much more practical, and I'll tell you some of the weaknesses of why I had to actually design something new. This is not something where I can just buy some parts and do it, and I had to write some software to make this run, and it's just going to be fun to use. This product is also going to be tied to Brax. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be Brax is free, as you all know. So if you use a Brax system, then you're going to get all the notifications on the free section of Brax that has this. So you're going to get notifications about alarms and things, and it's going to be a lot of notifications, and it's going to be awesome because it's going to be secure. And I'll tell you what some of the problems are with some of the home automation products out there, and that you're being sold a fake bill of goods here, and you are exposing yourself to some of this tech that they keep showing you at CES and so on, saying, "Hey, look, do this IOT device." Hello, Daryl from Kentucky, and they don't tell you that there are risks to home automation. This model kit we can build ourselves with your software. Probably not. It's a little too complicated for that. It's gonna come built. It's gonna come built. If you want to build it yourself, I guess you can. But it's a little, it can get a little complicated. So I don't, it's, I'm going to sell it complete with different configurations. Security systems are not cheap. Anybody here heard of something called the Wise Cam? Anybody heard of the Wise Cam? Anybody ever heard of that? It's called a Wise Cam. I think it's like $30. $30. Okay, so let me just tell you about the Wise Cam, because some people say, okay, well, here's a solution for home security. I just get a cheap Wise Cam for $30 and I'm done. So Wise Cam basically is a $30 or so little square camera, and then you plug it into your. No, you don't have to plug it into except to power. It's Wi-Fi connected to your network. Connects to your network with Wi-Fi, and then it becomes a indoor security camera. Indoor security camera, and it actually stores your images for up to 2 weeks in the cloud for free. You need to listen thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Daryl. So you say, wow, that's pretty cool. I can get this $30 device, get camera storage for 2 weeks in the cloud. And then you start thinking, what does that exactly mean? These things are supposedly based on motion detection, and they're not really based on motion detection. And this device is made to be indoors. It's pretty flimsy. It's not really made for outdoors, and sometimes you have to buy an external case to no, Arlo's different. I'm talking about Arlo next. And from a practical point of view, it's a standalone device. So if you have to check the images on it, you have to actually connect using the app to this one device. And if you have two devices, then you have to individually connect to each. It's going to get complicated. Okay? So now it's not integrated. So let's say you have, outdoor camera, indoor camera, and all this. They're not going to be connected at all. They're like independent little pieces. And they're like independent little devices. And this is the fake story with many of these products. They say they're based on motion detection. They're really not based on motion detection. These devices, all they're doing is looking at a sequence of photos. So let's say they take a photo every second, okay? And they see if the image are close enough or there's enough variances in the images to say that something moved. So they're not really doing motion detection. What they're doing is comparing a stack of images, and it's really just based on the camera. There's actually no motion sensor. That's the bulk of the so-called motion detecting systems out there are not really that. Okay, now let me tell you why that's a problem. The problem with that is that you actually have no way to distinguish between an actual intrusion or artifacts. I give you a specific one. If the trees are moving, because it's a windy day, then you get motion detection from that. If cars are driving by on the street in front of the house, if cars are driving down on the street in front of the house, they change the image. Therefore, they're considered to be an intrusion. Let's say now that you say, I want to get alerted on every time that there's motion. And you will see that's very impractical, because you're going to get 5 million notifications in a day of things that are not really intrusion, but they're just, things moving and so on. And that really has nothing to do with an intrusion. I don't want to build it like that. I think those kinds of systems are kind of useless. I have one like that. My camera is based on that kind of motion. The Arlo and the Wise. The Wise camera is an interior camera. Then there's another version called Arlo. There's another version called Arlo, which is outdoors. Now, just to show you how impractical some of these products are, okay? Arlo is battery operated. Arlo is battery operated. So you're supposed to leave it outside, and then at some frequency, you have to bring it into the house to recharge the batteries. What does that kind of system is that? I guess it's made to be temporary. Well, how do you use that? How do you use that in the winter? Some of these are just not, batteries. They're not going to survive outside in the winter. What are they thinking about? So these are not. These are made to confuse you and make you think that you're actually going to find some real value in this. And anyone who knows about real security realizes that you can't really do that. You got to have external platforms. Arlo is the one with the battery. These are external platforms that it's got to be mounted and got to have power and all that. and it can be kind of complicated if they don't do the job. So what I did was said, I'm not going to do it like that. This device here is actually powered by radar. So it only takes a snapshot when a human approaches it within the specified range, which is around 5 meters. Okay, so if you don't approach it within 5 meters, it's not going to fire. So people on the streets, if it's hello Kathy, people on the streets walking by, if that's not within the range of that you set it for, then they're not going to trigger. You actually have to, in my case, you have to walk to my driveway. You have to actually step on my driveway before the alarm triggers, which means it's very, very reasonable and to get a notification on my phone when somebody actually steps into the perimeter, because that's called perimeter alarm. I actually have a true perimeter alarm. So if you're not going to step near it, then it's not going to set an alarm. Okay, you have to actually set foot near it, and so it's actually based on radar. It's radar distance. So if somebody wants to, your car's in your driveway, and then somebody tries to check in your car to see if you have something they want to steal, that will register with their photograph on it in high resolution. Usually, you can do video too, but I found that photographs in high resolution are actually better. The video often is lower resolution. Put sensor on drive. You don't have to, Jay, because the device can actually, if it's in front of your garage, it will include the driveway in a circular perimeter around it, and it will send you the photo pretty clearly, surrounded by phones with notifications to. So anyway. I tested this, and it's working with Brax. And one of the things I said is, if you're going to have a security system, what is the problem with using Google Home, Ring, and some of these other more expensive commercial products out there? You always get Zucking Hack, Poland Springs. So what happens when you use these commercial products that are quite costly? For any kind of full alerting system, you're going to have to spend a lot of money for anything that guards the exterior. There's actually no, because of the number of parts needed, it's very, very difficult to install an external one that's going to be like $100. It's not. There's nobody offers that. Most of the ones that are like Arlo is $199 or something like that. And it's battery operated. I mean, that's not even useful. What are you going to do with a battery operated thing? So it runs out of battery. Now what? It's, in the cold, you go 20 below zero, the battery doesn't work anyway. So what do you do then? So these are not practical at all. Not practical. So and here's the other issue that really, really worries me. When you buy a security system, home automation system, often they'll say, well, you can do all of these things on it and run everything from an app on your phone. And you start to not realize what that actually means. It means you're letting a third party pretty much spy on you 24/7. I am on the Spectrum security system. Okay, I'm using Spectrum. Change the battery. I'm on a Spectrum security system, which I'm happily gonna dump for my own security system here, and I've had all the big companies. I forget all their names now, but all the companies that offer security, I've had everyone. They had all these complex little systems, and every one of them, I always knew if I were a thief, I'd know how to break those systems easily. Yeah, well, we don't have such a thing as Bay Alarm, but hello, Lenny PR. So anyway, having spent the money and the monthly, typically you spend a good amount every year. You'll spend maybe up to $2,000 to install the system initially, and then you have a monthly payment, and no Spectrum security. Spectrum Security, which is offered by Spectrum. I don't think they offered much anymore. They still support existing clients, but when Charter bought it, they're not really supporting new sales of Spectrum. So anyway, they gave me all these devices and they put a router in my house, and I said, "Suck." I mean, that router with Wi-Fi triangulation, I don't know what that router is doing, and it's a black box. And why are you putting a router in my house? There's just all these little things that, and then they send your data to the internet. They send your data to the internet, and they want me to put a camera on, and the camera then will send its data to an external place so somebody can look at the picture that's in my house. So AT&T is Alarm Center too, and they say it's better. I had ADT as well. In fact, I was on ADT for a long time, probably over a decade on ADT. Yeah, I mostly ADT. The ADT was the most expensive one. It had all this hardware, and it was so easily. You know how you beat ADT back in the day? You go to the side of the house and snip off the phone cable, and that was it. Snip off the phone cable, and that's done. That's all you need to do. So nowadays they put cell signal 2G on the device, so that you'd have to find the device, find the 2G and then blow it up while the sirens are going. So yes, it got a little smarter. Blink stores my videos in the cloud. I delete but never delete it. It doesn't matter that it stores in the cloud. Somebody else can look at it in the cloud as well as the fact that it's reporting all of your activity to this company called Blink, just like Google Home has all of. And Google is this is the most dangerous part. Is you're sending home automation data to Google, and Google is already spying on you anyway. So that means that they know now if you're home, not home, what your habits are. And then for a hacker then to say, oh, good, I can now dig that information about you as well. Why are you opening up your house systems to the internet? Why are you making your cameras visible outside? This is not good, not safe. I wouldn't think of doing that. That's not the way I do it. I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in storing images in the cloud if I don't have to. I can make that an option. You can do it. I can make that an option, but it makes more sense to get the notification, but then be on your local area network to actually see it. My alarm isn't going to go fire up with dogs and cats, because you can adjust the. Besides, it's made for outdoors. I don't trust the cloud one bit. I don't use it. Can you have two lasers set up so no one can cross your property line without triggering it? Yes, yes, Deanna. Actually, that's one of my projects, but the radar was working so well that I actually stopped the laser project for a bit. We're going to do a laser tripwire. I actually have that. I actually set up a laser tripwire, but the laser tripwire will overheat because the laser has to stay on 24/7. So the laser is always on, daytime, nighttime. The laser is always on, and it has a tendency to overheat because lasers aren't made. The typical lasers aren't made to run 24/7. So the radar is a little bit more effective because it's actually invisible, and you kind of cross it. It is kind of like a line in the sand. You cross it, poof. It actually triggers. So I said, okay, do I do laser? See, the problem is, since a laser can be visible, and you have to make it visible in order to point it. That's right, Tinkerballs. So the laser system can be used in like distant kind of protection. I'm getting constant drops here on Periscope, and it's constantly dropping here. Hold on a second here. thing is stabilizing now. Hold on. It's a Wi-Fi problem again. So maybe microwave. Okay, hold on. It's just very unstable. Let's just keep an eye on that for a sec. Okay, hold on. Periscope is still gone here. Yeah, disconnected, and I had to restart the Wi-Fi. Okay, Periscope just killed it. Zuck. Hold on a second here. Used to be it's YouTube that's okay. It's back. Usually it's YouTube that can't recover. But now that I figured it out, it's Periscope now that can't recover. My dog scares them off. Okay, having it moving at all times won't help with. Okay, so are we good now? That cloud is charging me, and I did not agree to that. Right. So the way I'm doing this is it's gonna be free. It's a free service on the app. If you have Braxme, then it will send notifications for free to the app. Kaka. And then if you're home, you tap on it, it shows the image. If you're not home, you can't tap on it and show the image because it's not sending the image on the internet. If you have, this is the way I have it set up right now. If you have 2 cameras or 3 cameras, so let's say you put one in different parts of the house, they're independently going to connect automatically to Braxme. You don't have to think about anything. You plug it in, you connect it to your network, and immediately it shows up on Brax. It announces itself on Brax, and then it starts immediately being active, and then it starts sending your data onto Brax. We just have to tell it what your Brax account is, which we store on the chip that goes in the chip that goes in the device. So before I even would give it to you, I'd put your Brax account on the chip, store it in there, and that's about all you have to worry about. You plug it in, and then it starts sensing things, and then it sends it to Brax. It really does work. Plug it into where? You plug it into to your network using PoE, which is power over Ethernet. So you only need Ethernet cable. So here's an example of a PoE device here. Okay, so this will be inside the unit. Okay, and you basically just power over Ethernet like that. This is the only cable to the device, externally. And you can actually get a flat cable that can go over your garage door, and you don't even have to drill anything. You just staple it to the garage door, to the garage inside, and you just plug it in, and you actually plug the other end of that to something called a power line PoE, and then it connects to your network inside the house. You don't even have to wire it. The Pi needs 2 Ethernet ports? No, just one. No, one. Yeah, it works. Now in an apartment case, what are you? Oops, I broke it. Zuck. Okay, I broke it. Now it's falling apart. Now my test system broke. Okay. Too much motion. Okay. So, because I only glued it on. So, it's gonna be in a. This is gonna be in a enclosure, an actual camera enclosure. So I think this unit, or I can put it into a junction box, so it looks like a junction box. Most easy does it. Yes. So it's actually just attached with a glue gun. So it's not intended for long-term use here. It's just glue gun glue gun attached, and so then it I snagged it and detached it, the glue gun thing. So I have to re-glue that again. But what about for apartments? So how would you want to secure an apartment? Since in an apartment case, then there's no perimeter. So in a house case, it's very clear. You have a perimeter, but there's no perimeter on an apartment. An apartment is going to be indoor security. So you would have this indoor, which is the same thing. But one of the nice things in indoor you don't need much. You can have it in a just a small unit. So for indoor use, it's a little bit easier, but for outdoor use, that's where it has to survive. For indoor, it's easy. Plug it into your Ethernet and you're done. What else is there to do? Over the door outside, how are you going to power it? Apartment front door and patio, how are you going to power it? Are you okay with running a cable to the door? Are you okay with putting an Ethernet cable to the door? That's something you got to think about. I don't need that because for me a perimeter will actually cover the door and everything. Hello Beth, how are you doing? Sure, from inside. Yeah. So yeah, if since it's gonna be are you talking about like a doorbell kind of thing? It's outside the apartment door in a building that anyone can access and destroy. It's outside the apartment door in a building that anyone can access and destroy. Yeah, and you're probably not going to be allowed to go drill a hole in an apartment on the door. So you probably just leave the camera in the inside. So if anyone tries to break in. So, but in any case, I'm just saying that this one is actually based on a proximity alarm. Drill baby. Every door has a lighting above at new apartments. Okay, that's a good source of power. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yes, you can split the power off from that. Yeah. Okay, that's the way. But somebody might steal it. Why can't they be Wi-Fi? It can be Wi-Fi, but you still need to power it. Yes, it can be Wi-Fi, but you still have to power it. The idea of Ethernet cable for power is that it's very thin. You can have a flat cable Ethernet, and it's still flatter and easier to route than a power cable. Okay, so this is a better power cable. So Ethernet may not be necessary for the Ethernet because it can go Wi-Fi, but it will be difficult to power it. This power over Ethernet is a lot easier because it can go 100 feet or more. So by default, a power over Ethernet is 100 feet. So that can easily reach, from anywhere in the house, and you can wire it to go 100 feet. So having it moving at all times won't help with heat. Having it moving at all times won't help with heat. What does that mean? Having it moving at all times won't help with heat. Not sure what that means. I made a mistake in my thinking. I get it though. Okay, so the way that this does it is you can get Ethernet from point to point without wiring using something called power line. It's very cool in California. Usually we get, it's hot here, and we haven't really the hottest we've had here is like 75. I think that's the hottest we've gotten. 75. So yeah, it's a pretty hot summer. 75. Most of the time it's like 65, and it's like, are we still in winter here? Still in the 60s most of the time. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So if you have this thing called a power line, you can actually get Ethernet and power, as well as Ethernet, through this power line adapter, and all you have to do then is come up with a short Ethernet cable, and then you can hang it on your the doorway of your apartment, but not in a building. I'm like some of you are in a building like a high rise, like a Starlight is in a high rise, and that's a little bit that's a bit different. How would you protect that? So 99 heat index of 110. So anyway, so I'm just telling you this. Don't go for the commercials. The commercial says you got to use Amazon Echo, Google Home, and you know how unsafe those are. Why would you attach a security system to Amazon so that Amazon can listen to everything you say, know when you set the alarm system, know when you turn it on, know everything about your comings and goings, as well as listen to your conversations? Why are people not thinking with this? Hello, Go Rice Girl. Why are people I don't understand this. You're going to use Amazon Echo to control the security system where a third party, Amazon, can actually, and does, record your voice and can then have a database and say, oh, these are the instructions being given to the security system. Can you have the radar pointing out the window to the front steps? Yes. Yes, but it actually goes through wood. So glass is a little bit more problematic with the sensor, but you can actually put the sensor inside the doorway. So I'm gonna repeat this. You can actually put the sensor inside, and anyone who walks into the doorway will get sensed by the radar. I didn't tell you that, did I? Okay, let me explain that again. Hello, Go Rice Girl, my friend. Okay, this is all Linux. Everything I am talking about is Linux. So let me just repeat that again. The radar is not based on infrared. It's actually radar. So it's microwave radar. So it can be behind a door. It can be behind a wood door. If you approach the wood door, it will alert the alarm system. So I'm gonna have to maybe think about making different models here for apartments versus a home. For a home, you want coverage outside. For inside, you don't need any big container. We can put it in a small box and leave it near the door somewhere, and it will actually spot any movement outside the door, as long as it's not glass. Glass is not good. Voice command alternatives. You do not need voice command. Go use your ducking phone and issue commands over BraxMe and control it from your house. You don't need that. You can actually control the device directly right from Brax. Not through Brax. You're actually controlling it on your local area network. It doesn't go to Brax at all. The only thing that'll go to Brax at the moment, that's my plan. The only thing that will go to Brax is the notification. It's not going to send the photos over. Not going to send anything over. Everything is kept on your local system. And then I'll build a base station, and the base station can do home automation, like turn on switches and power and all that for various devices from your phone in the house. And this has nothing to do with cloud. It's all going to be local. And if you attach multiple devices, it will automatically know what devices are connected. I'm glad you're getting into that business. You think? Well, it's just, it makes sense because, I myself haven't found, anything that works for me. And so it's just like, why did I come up with a VPN? Because the VPNs weren't working for me. So I said, let me just come up with my own, and, hopefully somebody else buys it. So there's no need to be in the cloud, but you want to get notification when you're not home. So you want to get the notification when you're not home, but when you're home, you'll see the actual image, in the system. Okay. So, but the notification is great, so you can do it outside of the home. But why go so far as to actually send the actual image and control the camera from? I could do that. Maybe I could switch it on and off, as you wish. Let's say you're traveling and you want to do it temporarily. I could do that, but by default have it off. So that's one possibility is you can switch it on and off, but it shouldn't be necessary, for the most part. But if you're traveling, you want to see what's happening. Yeah, I can see that being the case. But this is kind of a neat concept because again, if it can go through the door, so do you apartment people? So I have the answer. You don't even need to put it on the door. Just put it near the door. Put it near the door, and once you activate it, then you don't even need a photo, because it's really just saying that somebody is right outside the door. Switching it on and off while away is beneficial and competitive. Yes, I can do that easily. I'm just mostly thinking about how to use this. I'm going to demonstrate this in a video next week. I don't have all the parts yet. I can't build a video yet because even though I got it running, I don't have all the parts. So this is kind of a generally complex project. It's going to take a little bit of time because of the software and the hardware parts. It takes a while to test it out and see what works and in what. Yes, this is going to be interesting, Kaka. It's going to be a much more sophisticated device, and then and the fact that it's going to be integrated with free software. Do you need beta testers? Not free beta testers. I can't afford it. The devices are there will be very little margin in each device. It's going to be a bunch of hardware in there. So it's going to be, I have to pay for them. I got to buy the devices. So I'm trying to think about how to mass produce it, cheaply, and it's hard to, there's a lot of parts in here. There's a Raspberry Pi. There's an expensive camera, high resolution camera. There's all this, transmitters and receivers in here. There's wireless. There's a lot of it's not that simple of a device. I mean, there's many parts, and if I'm gonna do a good job with it, then I want it to be high end. You may have to outsource the parts and labor to meet the demand. You think there's that much demand? Get sponsors, funding, GoFundMe. We don't need to worry about that. So anyway, the other part to this, and laser, all the parts are from China. Were you at the MDR Yacht Club today? No, I was not. Why? Why do you ask? I don't have to go to the yacht club. I have a camera on my boat. I can see what's going on at the yacht club. When you're Richard and Elon, you will still remember us. Will you remember Tinker? Yes. Dragon's Den. So the other thing that I'm building with this is part of this project. The other thing I'm going to be building is a remote sensor. I'm just wearing a t-shirt. Come on. Nothing fancy here. You can see how serious we are about your idea. Demand be higher than anticipated. Really? Because nobody buys my VPN. So you should be getting my VPN. Are you going to play on a wedding? I'm wearing a t-shirt, for goodness sakes, and jeans. You just put this on and like, I'm in the yacht club. Yes, Brooks Brothers, it's just a jacket. Pastor Rick Costa, hello, my friend. So it's just a jacket. So anyway, I just looked there. So why is no one buying your VPN? People are buying the VPN. I just need more people to buy the VPN because I don't really advertise. I just talk about it here. There's no advertising. So, I'm small business here. Very small business. So I have good products and small business, but I can leverage. Thank you, Chick. I can leverage. My app. I already have an app, and I don't have to. Build an app. I already have it built, and I can easily integrate we can't see your zucking jeans. There's my zucking jeans. So I have an app and it's already built. So it's, it's. Can you imagine somebody saying, "Yeah, we got to build this system and build an app"? It will take a long time. It doesn't take me long because I already have it. Those 44 longs. I like the gold buttons on. I don't have any buttons on my T-shirt. Why not use a crowdfunding site? I don't know. Should I? Why? So. But anyway, the second part of this. I'll tell you all the things I have in mind. I'll tell you all the things I have in mind. Part 2 is that I want to build a solar-powered sensor that's remote that you can put out of electricity range, okay, to help fund the production. For example, if you want to put a sensor out on the tree outside, well, you can't. You got to have sun. So you mount it on a post that you staked in the ground and put the sensor on top. Anybody that walks near it the radar will get and will transmit it by wireless to the base station. Okay, so you now are expanding the perimeter. My idea. Do you make all? Yes, I do it by hand right now. Everything is made by hand, Tinkerballs, and if the volume is up, then I have to get other people to help me build it. But right now, I'm going to be building each one of these individually. So, maybe I build 5 at a time. I build the Tor routers too, so it's not a big deal. Okay? I build the Tor routers. So if I'm going to build, a few at a time, that's okay. But if people want to, 200 of them at once, that's a little hard. I would need to transmit 70 feet. That's nothing. 70 feet. How many meters is that? That's nothing. Yeah, it can go through walls. Of course, there's always a warranty, Tinkerballs. Come on. So the look at the sensor idea. This is a sensor. It's going to be radar in a box with a solar and battery on it, kind of like that Arlo, but it's going to be a radar. It's going to be wireless with a battery. You attach it to somewhere, anywhere. You can put it on the side of your fence, wherever you want. You screw it in somewhere, and it doesn't need any power because it's going to be independent. It just needs to have sunlight. Then it gets power with sunlight, and then 100 feet away or so, then the base station will receive the signal, and if anybody approaches it, it will register on the base station with a notification. Notification goes on your phone. Okay? Do you see how cool that is? That means you have perimeter security. That security that doesn't have to be when somebody intrudes into the house. The security is before they get in. If you still believe in the message, get involved. Yes. If you the way I'm thinking about this is I want to be the focus on perimeter security, not the kind of security offered by Wisecam and Simply Safe and all these different brands out there that say you have to break in the door, Ring. You have to break in the door before they start getting alerted. That's nonsense. I want to know if anybody's scoping my house. I want to know if somebody just walked out the back door. I want to know that somebody knocked and they went on the back door. I'll capture them in high resolution on my camera. Can you configure a base station you can configure a base station to ring a zucking siren, loud siren. Yes, you can configure all of that. Yeah, and you can actually use it to switch on any electric device. So if you want that, if there's somebody, you can do this with the base station. If somebody, this is the plan. If somebody comes into near your doorway, the oven cooks the pizza. How about that? Yeah, you could do that. Okay, so if the thief comes into your house, they'll have pizza ready in the oven. Yeah, I can do that because I can turn on electrical devices, power on and off inside the house, and that's actually quite inexpensive to do. loser. My total meters will be 92, so 45, 45 in each direction. Oh, that's nothing, Eagle Source. That's nothing. That wouldn't. That wouldn't. That wouldn't. That wouldn't be. That wouldn't be an issue at all. Now I want pizza. So anyway, uh, that's one of the ideas, and that's part of the base station part of it. I have a business where I need to know when a customer comes into my counter. Oh, ET Buck, this is perfect. Yep, and it will actually come and show up on your phone. Uh, and it doesn't ring a bell. It'll catch you wherever you are. No, these are all going to be part of it. How long would it take me to actually integrate all the features? You need a loud siren. Not a big deal. What you do is you plug the loud device into the power supply. I mean, to a AC socket with I should bring you. It's a cheap receiver that you just plug in, and then it'll receive the signal from the base station. And I already have that figured out. That's not a big deal at all. That will be part of the base station. But one of the things that I figured out is how to automatically connect multiple devices. Let's say you have a camera, you have a base station, you have the remote thing outside, and you maybe have two cameras, a base station, and the remote sensor from 100 feet away. They will all automatically connect. Hello, Ali. How are you doing, my friend? They will all automatically connect. You don't have to set anything up. It's gonna just as long as it finds Ethernet, it'll be fine. Run the power wire to the house. Keep the batteries warm. You don't need it because you use PoE, power over Ethernet. In a winter environment, you can put the sensor inside a house and say, okay, this is going to be a summer sensor. We're not going to need the sensor during the winter. You can, it's standalone and sealed, so you just put it away. You don't have to have it out there, all the time, since there's nothing actually. It's not attached to wiring. There's no wiring associated with it. So that's part of the sensors that I'm looking at. I actually you need to sound sirens in multiple locations within the building. I don't see that as being anything complicated. ET Buck. I'll make sure that to consider that in the programming of this. What I need to find is a siren that is AC powered. A lot of them are DC powered. I'm following you perfectly now that I understand all of the components. Private security, hooray! Is that Twitty? Is this the same Twitty is that the same Twitty on YouTube? You're now on Periscope. I need you on YouTube, not on Periscope. They don't automatically call the police. No, none of that. You get the notification. It's up to you. Okay, that's the same. People complain about free apps. Periscope is free. Use it. Well, Brax is free. Check it out. Thank you, Great Gold. I'm both. Okay. So you just want to see what the action is, right? You want to know what people are talking about. So this is kind of simple. The way I'm thinking about this is should be simple enough for a non-techie to install. I'm going to tell you, it is really complex to install a security system without an electrician and somebody who can drill through stucco and wood and all that and not burn the house down. That's a very difficult thing to do. And so I had to think about, is there a way to do that and not be super handy? And yes, so that's partly why the components are going to be more expensive, because in order to do that, it needs some special parts to make it happen. I've got her in both places. Are you going to drive out to repair them? No skills. You have the skills to repair it yourself. The parts are just common. It's a Raspberry Pi, so it's something that we can easily we can easily the components are going to be easy enough to replace because they're just common parts. So yeah, so should be doable. So yes, of course they'll have warranty and all that. So uh, when you thought of making a paid content package of lessons and selling it on Gumroad, I don't even know what that is. So it wouldn't put the camera in an obvious place that can't be seen, but still can't cover the area you want. No, no, I'm gonna put the camera itself in an exterior, large, like this big, camera module, housing that's immune to the elements. That's got to be visible. The camera has to be very visible. So the camera itself will be very, very visible with a sensor inside. Okay, and I'm talking the other one, the solar power one I'm talking about. That is very unobtrusive. We can make it so people don't know what it is. It doesn't have to look like anything. In fact, in theory, you can paint it and make it look like, part of your fence. And facial security cameras, no thanks. Well, obviously, if you're the bad guy, you don't want that. But if it's your security camera, then you want it. Okay? If you're saying, well, I don't want a security camera, doing facial recognition of my face. Well, if you're a bad guy, who fucking cares what you think? We don't need to care. We're just sending your photo to the police. But if you're a good guy, yes. But in my case, the photos don't leave your property. They don't go into the cloud. If you can avoid it, do not send it to the cloud. So if somebody wants it, I can switch on so that it goes to the cloud. If you don't want it, it shouldn't go to the cloud. There's really no need if you don't want it. I don't like to put it on the cloud. So I'll make it do both. And it's a free service, so it doesn't matter. You choose. You choose. I can keep automatically 2 weeks worth and then delete it automatically, and it's up to you. That wouldn't be a problem at all. So and then encourage you to use Brax as well, since you're already there. So it actually works. It runs on my device here. The way I'm figuring it out, that these devices are not going to use Wi-Fi. They're going to use wired. These are wired. They're not Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a problem. And they're using radio, but not Wi-Fi. For the distant ones, it's going to use a radio that has a longer range than Wi-Fi. So if you want to reach a couple 100 feet, it's going to be radio. And I have a radio that can go, probably hundreds of feet. Probably cover 500 feet, no problem. So it depends on the radio. So I may have two versions: near radio, far radio, for the sensor. Is the radio frequency encrypted too? Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. So yeah. So, but it's just sending. All it's gonna do. The sensors are just gonna send a signal to the base station. The base station is the one doing the notification and all that. The sensors just send a 0 and a 1 saying, "Yep, tripped." That's all. It just says, "I've been tripped." There's no real data. It's just a trip signal. Okay. So not a anything. So what are you gonna hack? A 0 and a 1. Make it look like you can put it inside your bird box. My friend was looking for outdoor sensor equipment. Yes, that's what I'm gonna build too. I'm gonna build the outdoor sensor powered by solar. That's right. China is doing that, but that has nothing to do with me. Is Joanne on Periscope? You mean Joanne was here a moment ago? You mean in my in on my scope? She was here a moment ago. She's probably not here right this exact moment, but she was here a moment ago. Yes. So this what is the sensor? It's radar. The sensor's radar. It's not. It's not infrared. It's radar, and it's 360 degrees, and it can be powered by solar. It can be completely a sealed box, sealed plastic, junction box, and completely unobtrusive. You're not going to know what it is. There's not going to be any opening on it. The radar doesn't need any opening. The radar can work, inside. The only thing that's going to be inside is the radar circuit and the radio transmitter to transmit the data and the batteries, and then the solar panel on top. That's one of the things that we're going to be building, and it's going to be like this big, like typical, probably the size of a phone. I think your sensors can be sold through gun shops. Really? But this is pretty cool. I mean, if you think about what I'm doing here, is I want to be focused on perimeter security, doing wireless things, and just basically, just understanding what I'm trying to do here. I don't want security where somebody's already at me. I want security where I'm prepared before they come close. That's what I want. I want to know if somebody's been scoping the house, coming close, looking at the window, things like that. I'm going to tell you something. I live in LA, and LA. I live in a very nice neighborhood. Okay, I'm going to be frank. I live in a very nice neighborhood. I live in an upscale neighborhood. Okay, so I'm being frank with you. But the problem is, in an upscale neighborhood, the break-ins in here and burglaries is extremely high, extremely high. Sometimes, one a week. My neighbor across the street. I'm talking one house, which is right across the street from me. They were broken into 5 times, like once a year, and then the car was stolen. Okay? And that happened until they put an alarm system on, and then it stopped. I could tell you lived well because of that jacket. Have a Doberman. Wow, I gotta wear this. Maybe I'll just leave the jacket right here for my scopes because, apparently you all think that I'm wearing a t-shirt, jeans, and I put this on, and suddenly it's like, oh, you're looking, like you just went to the yacht club. So you wouldn't put the camera in an obvious place that can. Let me see. I'm going to try to fix bad sectors in an external hard drive. Morning Mango Juice 5. Can't wait to get rid of ADT. So yeah, Twitty, I was on ADT and then I was on Spectrum. They're all shitty. I'm reading comments from 3 platforms. Once again, I'm reading it from 2 platforms, not 3. Taiwan, you're in Taiwan. Hello, Mango Juice. Is your Steinway an American model or German? German. Hamburg Steinway. Thank you, entire Meyer. I'll just do it all the time. I'll leave it here and just change T-shirts. Come up with a uniform because usually I'm wearing black. So if you all like this look, then I'll just do this all the time. Okay. So anyway, that's this is my I'm trying to combine the idea of personal security with internet security, and combine the two concepts, because having physical security as well as internet security are kind of connected. I have a captain's hat. Where is it? It's usually, where did I put it? Oh, here. Yeah, I have one. There. There. For the ones expecting the captain's hat, so it's actually Admiral, but interesting. You read comments that don't show on Scope or browser. You read comments that don't show on Scope or browser or YouTube. All aboard Brax. I don't understand. It's a Commodore hat. Commodore. So, yeah. See, I know how to do that. Want to check my form to make sure that I actually know how to do this. I know how to do that, yes. So anyway, put that away for now. Don't want to make it look so formal. Yes, Commodore. That's my Commodore hat. So I have a rank of Commodore. So this isn't my actual official Commodore. When I was Commodore, I was wearing this. But I haven't, don't wear it too often. Don't forget, I'm Captain. Stay. We depend on you. I was just thinking about you wearing a captain hat. Well, that's it. It's a Commodore hat. Spanish. Never a dull moment with this guy. No, never a dull moment. Anyway, I'm trying to combine the two and maybe thinking about calling it Brax Secure Dome. The Secure Dome. That's my not to connect it with Parent Dome, but you're gonna start fighting Internal Revenues. You're gonna start fighting Internal Revenue Service. Gonna start fighting Internal Revenue Service. Are you? The Internal Revenue Service loves me. I paid them a lot of money. Navy guy, where's your uniform? Here. Where'd I put it? Oh, it was on it. I took it out. All right. Yep. Yeah, I even have a badge, but I have my here it is. There. Do I have any fears? I get a lot. Fears? I have a fear that I might, I might miss. That's my fear. The fear of missing. Yes. So here you can all take. We'll do it all officially here. So we got. Where did I put it? Where did I fucking put it? Here. So put that on there, and I got this on here. It's like, okay, there. Okay, that's get a stogie. Yep. So there, I got everything complete. Got everything right. Sometimes the miss can be a good thing. If you want to scare him off. L. Ron Hubbard, Zoc. Don't connect me to L. Ron Hubbard. Although Chick Corea is a big fan of L. Ron Hubbard. How soon will these devices be ready? I think the first thing I'm going to be showing you is the camera system. Again, these are all going to be integrated. So I'm going to be, the first one is going to be the wired camera system. then the base station. So I don't know. The camera system is going to be ready soon. So the camera system will be first, and then they're all going to be integrated. Tax avoidance. The IRS. I just got audited recently. You know, they're very happy with me. IRS said, well, you know, you're. I want to check every. The IRS did a full audit on me. Full audit, meaning, you know, check every line on the bank. They actually checked every single line. The agent was, you know, we became friends because I was so honest and you know, and everything was on the up and up, and it's like no issues whatsoever. So I don't have a problem with the IRS. I pay my sucking taxes. No ACA refund this year. Oh, I pay my sucking taxes. I don't have to. I'm not like John McAfee. John McAfee doesn't believe in paying taxes. I don't do that. I pay my taxes. Okay, but I don't want my government. I pay my taxes. I pay a lot of zucking taxes. I don't like my government to be zucking spying on me, okay? In my lifetime, I paid a lot of taxes, and I don't want any zucking government to zucking spy on me while I'm paying it. Okay? If I'm paying this government, I don't want it to be spying on me. Just not right. It's part of the cost, isn't it? What is the part of the cost? Spying on me? No, that is not a cost. That's the cost you want. So this is not a political forum here, my friend. We don't talk politics here. Spying is forbidden. We don't talk politics here, so bring your politics someplace else. Spanish, I wish, but you know, it is what it is. I do not like high taxes. Okay? Because I pay enough of it. I do not like high taxes. If somebody said, oh, we're going to tax you more, I'm going to say, suck you. That's what I'm going to say. I pay enough of it. Way too much. Disproportionate. Billionaires don't pay anything. I have to pay. You live in California. It's part of their religion, isn't it? Probably. Paying to be spied on is the most efficient model. Okay, no zucking damn politics here. Yes, we are middle of the road people. Yes, right. No zucking politics here. If you're going to talk politics while you're on my scope, act like you're in the middle of the road. Okay, I'm middle of the road guy, so if you're going to be here, act like you're in the middle of the road, at least during the duration of you're watching China or the U.S. government. Which one are the biggest spies? U.S. government is a much bigger spy than China, but China wants to beat it. No, U.S. government's a bigger spy. But at least China is publicly, acknowledging it. Where the U.S. government says, we don't spy on you. Obama said he doesn't spy on us. Oh, we're not really looking at it. We're collecting it, but we're not looking at it. Our tax system, Internal Revenue Service, want to bet China has all its faces, though. Oh, you mean, boycott box. You're saying the U.S. government does not have all of your zucking faces? They're doing zucking facial recognition for zucking tickets. For a driving violation, you get a zucking facial recognition ticket. Automated. Oh, the U.S. government. Oh, that's China. China's worse. They do facial recognition. Zuck, you are quite wrong. Okay? California is spying on every zucking license plate plus your face here in the city. Of course, Apple has your zucking face. I'm personally responsible for recent spikes in by VPN. Who is the original violator of privacy, though? It's the Internal Revenue Bandits. You, Kelp, how dare you insult the IRS? They are not a bad three-letter agency. In your voice, that's correct. How about the social credit score China has? Well, Facebook has your credit score already. your social credit score. Facebook already has it. So it's like, oh, China's worse than the U.S. Wrong, wrong. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So now China wants to beat the U.S. at this game, and boycott it. China wants to beat the U.S. at the spying game of its citizens, but at the moment, with the Patriot Act, the U.S. is still number zucking one. My social score has plummeted since I met you. It's facial recognition, and of course, Twitty. Come on, are you serious? My cousin is an ICE agent at the airport, and he said the cameras don't go to them. It goes through a different set of people. He has no authorization to see what's in the camera. He does not know. He sees the cameras. He does not know where the data goes. He does not know. Twitty, yes, but he again. My cousin is an ICE agent, and he does not know where the camera. I'm sure it alerts something elsewhere in there, but he does not know. So he's in the international gate. So if you come into international at LAX, then you will encounter my cousin, and my cousin will will ask you all the questions at immigration, but there are cameras there, and what the zuck those cameras are doing, he does not know. He told me he does not know. It's beyond their security clearance to know, which is interesting in itself that they don't have the security clearance and they're the enforcement officers. You kind of see there's something else going on in there. So, the border of America, the gates. Can I use you when they take me into a side room? Is he proud of you in your fight against big? Who is proud of me? You mean my cousin? My cousin? Zuck! They love Zuckbook. They love Zuck. My cousin? Zuck. They won't ever leave Zuckbook. So let them do that. Gumroad is where you make content packages of specialized. I don't even have time to make. I could write a book and put it on Amazon. I don't need Gumroad. I could write a book, put it on Amazon. The problem is I don't have time to write a book. I'm doing these broadcasts. Okay? So you're the black sheep. Now, Kelp, exactly what, hello, drum. Oh my gosh, drummer. Drummer's back. Have you graduated yet, drummer 54? Zuck, you're like, we got the zucking MIT engineer in here. Have you graduated yet, drummer 54? You're like, last time I saw you, you were a junior. That's how long I've been scoping. It's like the whole college career of drummer 54. Hell yeah, you graduated? Zuck! Engineer from MIT, Zuck. You making big bucks now? My goodness, that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. So, mega big bucks. Drummer 54 making mega big bucks. Yes. So, Drummer 54 is set. So he worked hard in school. He said, I'm going to forgo Periscope while I, make sure that I get good grades. And apparently he successfully did that. And now he's graduated from M.I. Zucking T. What a wonderful endorsement. Sorry, I wasn't getting the... Okay, so what else can I build here? I got all these parts, with this secure dome system. He is set, and it'll be hosed for his success too. MIT doesn't zuck. M.I. Zucking T. It just sounds good. M.I. Zucking T. Money is my prior business partner from MIT. My prior business partner is also an engineer at MIT, except I said, Zuck, you're from MIT, you should be making big bucks. And he wasn't making any big bucks. and he was mechanical engineering from MIT and MBA from University of Michigan and so on, and master's engineering from Purdue, and you know, didn't help. Didn't help. So me, I'm a master programmer. I'm pretty top in my in my skill set here in tech, and I studied Zucking economics and Zucking medicine. I didn't even study programming. It's like doctors; they aren't all the best. Some yeah. So yeah, I did not study. I did not study engineering in college. I studied economics and medicine. Economics and medicine. I'm self-taught at programming. Hello, Master CP. The reason I'm self-taught in computers is because I'm so old that there was no computer science back in the day. So they didn't offer any computer, except for a few courses. There were no computer science degrees. You could sell some of your books if you tell us the title. No, Kelp. Not gonna happen. But I'll write a new book for you. Really, what boycott box? What really for which? What did I say that I need to respond to there? Boycott box. What is the really for? Thank you for the Super Art Master CP. You got your VPN running now, right? Have the dome triggering Iron Maiden of Intruders back in the moon landing days. You mean? It's like Seinfeld and Newman when he says that Newman Trudeau pseudonym. Yes, Ali, but I haven't written anything new, so I gotta everything I've written is you can't be that old. You look great if you are. I don't like telling people what it's like back in the day. It's like, well, there were no computer science courses, because then you can kind of imagine how old I am. So we don't need to talk about that. Just if you can imagine me at whatever age you want to imagine me to be. It wouldn't matter if you write it. You wouldn't tell us the title. What's your opinion on foldable phones? Oh, Zucking foldable phones. First of all, they're Android, so dump him. Yeah, I could be Mr. Trump. What is your opinion on? COBOL and Fortran back then. Yes, my first programming language that I never used that I learned in school was COBOL, and I actually used Fortran. I did not learn Fortran in college. I learned it on the spot. I was programming in Fortran in my first job. Did a lot of Fortran. Then I did a lot of C. I did a lot of C. I'm pretty expert on C. PL1, what a, another one that's kind of, stupid programming language is Pascal. But way back then they said, oh, everybody needs to teach you Pascal. So in college, they taught you Pascal in college. Now, who does Zuck uses Pascal? I said, Zuck that. I'm not using Pascal. I'm gonna learn C. I was pretty good at C++. I'm talking raw C. I don't even C++ came later. I'm an expert at raw C. Pascal C. Then I crapped out. You actually know Pascal and C, Twitty? What decade? The 1990s. The 2000s. I'm a millennial. The 2000s. Is C considered a low? It's very yes. Master CPC. It's considered basically the lowest is assembly, and I would say the next one is C. And I was primarily a C programmer. No, I was a architect. It's incorrect to call me a programmer because I was a chief architect for a long time. So I architected large enterprise systems. That's what I did. And of course, also an expert C programmer. You should tell people you are 25, scare the hell out of them. Oh, sure. Logo two, Rob. Ha, ha, which one? Logo? What is logo? Chief architect for who? For my company, Kelp. The chief architect for my own company. Your ex was in the Navy. Okay. So, chief architect for my own company, not for some other company. So, if you're saying, well, who did you work for? Well, I work for myself. So, what else? What else do you need to know? Because I'm not going to tell you anyway. Logo programming. Don't you know the turtle you move around? Uh, that's like a joke programming language. That's worse than basic. Worse than basic. One of the ones that I really hated programming in, and I didn't do much of later on, is C sharp. Yes, Twitty. C sharp. So I did. You're not old enough to know anything before basic, Twitty. Logo writer. Now that's an '80s kid. No, basic goes way back. Basic, was popularized in 1982 with the original IBM PC. That was the main language for that was Basic. Learn Fortran, COBOL, and only use COBOL. Some RPG, and then some big RPG is zocked up. Let's hear your prediction on what three language one should learn today. I use primarily PHP today. I don't program in C much anymore. It's too slow. I primarily use PHP for server side. I don't use any of the frameworks because I want to have control. So I use PHP on the server side, and I use Python on anything that, for example, this project here is PHP and Python. So this project here is programmed in PHP and Python. I used Objective C before. I've not shifted to Swift. I should, but I was using Objective C, which is the precursor of Swift. I have not written anything in Swift. So, but Apple has shifted to Swift. Google Android uses Java. So I occasionally will tweak some things in Java, but I don't do a lot of things in Java. Swift. There's Simon. Swift. Simon likes Swift. Anything is better than C. Objective C. Objective C is extremely difficult to follow because of the documentation. It's like guesswork. You don't really know where exactly you find the documentation in this thing. It's not the language. It's just C, but it's how they structured it. It's very, very difficult. Kind of like Microsoft foundation classes. Another, piece of nonsense. MFC. Hated MFC. Okay, I hated MFC. I try to do as little MFC as I can because you're supposed to. It's not learning about programming. It's learning somebody else's rules that they put in MFC, which is the same as Objective C. Somebody else made the rules. Okay, bad documentation is a zucker. Yes, I didn't know you were a programmer, Twitty. I didn't know you did that. What is a good idea, Mystic? What did I miss? What did I miss? What is a good idea? I took one semester of machine. Back another lifetime, you took a machine language. So yes, I did. I do when in my early days I was dealing primarily with C, and what I could do in C, I have to do in assembly language. Mr. Monkey Man, Mr. Monkey Man. You know, before you could do anything with C and assembly language. Everything was possible. You programmed an Apple language called Omnis by Blight Software UK. Suck. You mean for an Apple II? Preferably Apple II kind of programming. That's kind of the things I don't waste my time on. So I've done pretty extensive work in C, like major enterprise systems, all in C. And C programmers are the most advanced. So all of my programming team was all C programmers. I used to just plug the cartridge into my Atari 800, even Pascal. Zuck. Zuck. So yeah, so my new project will be, Python, and I guess there's some C in here, but not much. I don't want to mix up the languages, so it's PHP. I can do pretty much most of the things in PHP and Python with this. So yeah. So I've done everything. There's every kind of system I've developed over the years, and commercial products. So I'd put my Python into a C, sure. So yeah, I done. So somebody would say, well, what do you know about cybersecurity? It's because I was running enterprise systems and developing all that I was always, having to be well versed with, because I was the head guy. So being in charge, when a client gets attacked on the internet, they don't know what's attacking them. I'm the one who has to go figure it out. I'm the one that has to figure it out and say, okay, you're being hacked or whatever. I got to go figure that out. So when a big hospital is being attacked, and somebody's gonna say, well, what do you know about that? Well, they call me in, and I have to go fly there and say, okay, let me go figure it out. So there you go. So I've they call me, and I always have an answer. I have never been beaten. I've always identified the problem. Start page or DuckDuckGo, which one is better for being anonymous? DuckDuckGo probably, but Start page has so much captcha codes. It's just distressing to use. So I stopped using Start page because of the zucking captcha codes. Start page is a anonymizer for Google, whereas DuckDuckGo is its own search engine. So they're kind of different. So sometimes you may want to use both. The problem is Start page is unreasonable to use because of all the captcha codes. So you can't hardly search anything without a captcha code coming up. Well, if you're going to do that, then zuck you. Have the majority of your threats you've found on corporate networks been domestic? No, Master CP, no. But you can't really do attribution. That's really pretty hard. Mostly you're just trying to mitigate. To do attribution, you need back in the early days that was even more difficult. They have tools now that can do it because they can intercept networks on, if you own like level 3 or something big like that, you can kind of intercept where the signal's coming from and isolate the source like they can now. So if you go to a lot of these sites, they can isolate if it's coming from China or whatever it is. Back in the day, there were no tools like that, so it's kind of raw. But you can spoof an IP address. I can attack you and say it's from China. You're not gonna know. What about Anani Brave with a pin? What about it? Brave is not. There is no safe browser, to be honest with you. All browsers give a browser fingerprint. Watch my video, browser fingerprint, browser threat test. Test Brave. It failed. All of them failed. Tor browser was the only one slightly better, and I mean slightly. It still failed. So all browsers fail. So the only thing to do is assume that they're going to do browser isolation because it's going to fail. So that's why I used a bunch of browsers. Exactly. Use a bunch of browsers because, watch my video. Browser threat test. I can't imagine why that is not the most popular video ever. I mean, most people don't even understand what the risks are in there. And I even revealed a 0-day hack in there, and nobody's ever mentioned it. There's a 0-day hack that no one's fixed that's on that video. Yeah, so browser threat test. It tests your browser, and you can see that all of them are pretty flawed. So, you have to assume you're being fingerprinted. There's just no browser threat test. Yeah, a Tor browser is not the same as using Tor routing. That's two different concepts. Yes, there's a 0-day hack in there. Tor is a dark web used by criminals. That is not correct. Not correct. I don't even go to the dark web, and I'm a heavy Tor user, and many of you are my customers, use my Tor router, and I bet you that many of you don't even ever go to the dark web. Well, I don't really go to the dark web because the dark web, if you go to any website on the dark web, you're likely landing into an FBI honeypot. You have both Tors, yes. No, I know you know how to do all that, but the issue is browser fingerprinting. That any browser can be fingerprinted. So there's actually no solution to browser fingerprinting until Google changes something, and they have announced that they will remove the capability for browser fingerprinting in a future version of Chrome. In which case, all of the other browsers will follow as well. So that's in the plan. They announced it at the last developer conference for Google was it March? So the next major version of Google will have the fingerprinting capability removed, in which case then we have to worry less. Okay? Because the reason for this happening is because it's allowed by the browser. If the browser disallows it, we'll all be good again. And Facebook will be stopped from doing a browser fingerprint, but they will still spy on you from the Zucking app. Yeah, and you don't like, enlighten up, and you don't like to use Chrome, but Chrome is actually best if you're doing anything to do with Google. So if you're going to do YouTube, use Chrome. That way, then they don't collect any more data that they don't already have. Why would Google lead on that? Surely they like fingerprinting. I think it's giving them a bad name, and because of the fingerprinting, I think they're losing out on advertising. Why are some people? Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. 00. Gab's browser. ET bug, please run it through my browser threat test. Okay, run it through my threat test, and then you tell me. Because even Tor browser can be fingerprinted. Run it through my test. The test is still there. And you're saying it didn't fingerprint? I hardly believe that. Because all it is just a Chromium. What they do is they fork Chromium. They don't write their own browser. They just take Chromium and I don't do Gmail or Google search. Only YouTube on separate device and delete weekly. Not logged in. Enlighten up. Just make sure that you're not logged in. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine too. And then just clear cookies, and that should erase that. That's why I told you to try it. Why would I try a Gab browser? What's the advantage for me? I do not believe that you can't browse. It'll be the first browser you can't fingerprint. That's impossible. They don't write their own browsers. It's just Chromium. So until Google releases the version of Chrome without fingerprinting, then that will affect Brave and all these that are all Chromium forks, including Edge. Edge is also a Chromium fork. We are now in the dog chasing his tail portion on the broadcast. Did you see that Google threatened to delete Gab from Play Store? Yes, enlighten up. There's nothing new here though, because they were taken off the store several times before. So nothing has changed. I'm sure. You know what? Clearly, I'm not gonna make a living doing what Gab does. So I'm gonna have to just stay away from that kind of business, because they have complete control. Yes, open source browsers, Chromium. That is an open source browser, Chromium, which is the basis for Chrome. It's open source. So Brave took Chromium, modified a little bit. You know, same with Gab, I'm sure, and all these ClickZ and everything else. That's what they do. Even Edge is a fork of the Chromium browser. So they're all based on Chromium because it's easiest. Safari was based on an older version of it too. Is Edge Chromium version out already? That happened quick. No, they had the old Edge Chromium version. The Edge originally is Chromium. It said so. Look at the thing. But they're making a brand new one, which I don't believe is out yet. Yeah, the old Edge was also a fork of Chromium, but they didn't take everything. So now they're building a brand new one that's closer, because they gave up. So they're going to make it closer to Chromium. So basically Microsoft gave up. They said, well, we're not going to win this game. They're not going to win the game because you can't beat the game from browsers, having open source, because everybody's using the same thing. I can open source my own browser. Now, what's the point? I don't know. To waste time doing it, I have no idea. I can take Chromium and call it Brax browser. What does that do? So that's a lot of maintenance to every time that they change something at. I only have 12 minutes anyway. Microsoft is getting smarter at giving up. Yes. Why are browsers hard to make? Boycott Box, a browser now, so much technology in there, there's so much code to do everything. It's getting more and more complex, and in order for that not to bog any company down, they just use Chromium. Because you can't keep up with all the new stuff being thrown at it. It's just, every new thing, every new feature in the browser, new security, new handling of HTTPS, new this, new that. It was just nonstop. New way of doing SSL, TLS 2, TLS 1.3, Doesn't matter because, open source, you're competing with people doing the service for free. They can't compete. If someone said reading emails on mobile is safer now because we can shut off remote images, and no. Enlighten up. Absolutely no. No. Fake news. I've tried it. No. I've tried it. It's fake news. I turn off images and okay, if it's true that you can eliminate images, why is it that I can still beacon you? And I've tested it. I can beacon iOS and Android even with images not loading, HTML not loading. Why is that? I'll tell you the real answer. The real answer is, so in order to increase performance on iOS and Android and your browser and your email client, those clients, except for Thunderbird, preload the data. Preload it. in the background. So while you're not looking, they're loading the images. They're not showing it to you, but they preloaded it for themselves, which is creating the beacon. Hello, Dihama. A beacon is a hack that I can do on anyone, and so can any hacker, and pretty much track you on your email address because your browser will open it in the background and ping my website. So I can track you all day with location. Okay? Yes, I can ping you. It's in my email. It's in my email hackathon video, number 3. So I have an email hackathon video. There's 3 of them. They're about an hour apiece. And if you go through that, I was live. And then you can see, and the last part of that was using a beacon. And yes, beacon is pretty scary. So you can tell me where I'm at right now. If I beacon you, yes, but I'd have to know your email address. Now, how do you stop it? Easy. VPN will stop it, and using Thunderbird client. So those 2 things will stop it. Like, you can't beacon me. Everyone has watched my videos and know this. They can't be beacon either. Okay? Tor router will work too. But you need a combination of VPN or Tor router and Thunderbird client. No help for mobile. Correct. A VPN will help. If you have VPN, the beacon information will be false. Aggie, it's on YouTube channel, Rob Braxman Tech. This is very important. I have so many videos and emails that nobody watches because nobody believes this. If you don't want to believe it, I'll continue to beacon you. I don't know why people don't talk about this. It's such an easy attack. Okay? So how do I get doxxed? Simple. I beacon you. How do I beacon you? All I need is your email address. I don't do this, by the way. I don't attack anyone. But I'm just saying that if there was some bad guy who I really wanted to catch, it's very easy. Thank you, Twitty. Thank you so much. So yes. So I can if I there you go. So Dihama is done. Yes, if you watch the email video, you will start to understand the true dangers of email. Now, the problem with the way YouTube works is that you still have to know. Yes, but it's so easy to find out, Boycott Box, if you are on Facebook. Trick number 1: do you have a Facebook account? If you have a Facebook account, I can find your email. End of sucking story. Let me repeat that. If you have a Facebook account, I have your email. Okay? That's one of the reasons you can't be on Facebook. You go to Facebook, I have your email. I have your email, I can beacon you. Now, I do not beacon anyone. Who like customers or anything like that. That's not going to happen. The beaconing is for people attacking me. I can attack you back. That's all I'm saying. This should be obvious, Simon Pickup. Yeah. So if you see the beaconing process, then you will understand. I actually wrote a sample code that people were able to try during the hackathon. I don't have it running right now. But you could have made your own beacons. So I pre-made some beaconing code so you can write your own beacons, and then it shows IP addresses and things. So and I can take that further into translating what the locations are of those IP addresses. Your security system is a good idea. Well, thank you, Deanna, because if it's not a good idea, then I'm not going to be making a living, because why would people want to attack me? People attack me all the time, Boycott Box. What are you talking about? Zuck himself probably wants to attack me. Although Zuck is not. I'll be frank with you. If anything, Zuck puts a spy on my program here, but Zuck himself is not a source of fear for me. He has not tried to shut me up in a bad way like some other folks. So there's some other companies that I do not trust. Like the blue suit people selling antivirus. I don't trust that company. Okay, maybe Zuck. Yes, I got my car back today, and it didn't have an accident. It's running fine. So, yes, got my car back, and they replaced everything that could be replaced. Uh, what are you saying, Starlight? But did you pay cash this time? No, I did not pay cash. Enlighten, I don't have cash. King Zuck is watching you. Is it illegal what kind of car you have? Is it illegal what kind of car you have? Did they bug your car? I have I'll be making that's one of my projects. I forgot that. A bug detector. I will make a bug detection device. I will make a bug detection device. Enlighten Up, I took a standard loan, like normal people. Like normal people, you buy a car, you take a loan. So there you go. I did that. So I went and said, okay, yes, that too. Enlighten Up, that too. Out of a pie? No, not a pie. But yes, will you sell the bug? Not the bug, but I'll sell the bug detector. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna make that's part of the project. I will do that. I will make a bug detector. I'm gonna use it myself. So I already have ways to do spectrum analysis and all that, but this one is a little bit better because you can actually, run it through the house and find any spurious transmission, which I can already see on my SDR. Oh, also MySQL. What about MySQL? Out of a pie. No pie. It's going to be a small battery-powered little thing. Okay, I'll put it in a project box, and then you can go, when you travel, put the battery into it, and search if somebody's, you go to B&B, you do a B&B, and you want to know if there's a camera pointed at you. You can find out. Yeah, that'll detect. Camera will be detected, yes. It will detect the camera because they're doing the same thing. It's transmitting. So when it's transmitting, it will detect the transmission. That's interesting. Why is that interesting? So yes, that is part of this concept of mine that, Secure Dome, make all these products. So I gotta there's a lot of electronics in here. I didn't study electronics. So that's my disadvantage, that I did not study electronics. I've always been, handy with electronics, but I didn't study it. So, but when I did my ham license, that's all electronics. Ham licensing is all sucking electronics. Like, what the suck did I get into? But now that I did all those electronics, I'm like, okay, no big deal. The extra exam, they want you to be able to build a zucking radio. The extra license for ham radio, you come out of that, you should be able to build your own circuits. Is a systems analyst a spy sometimes? No, it's no. My first job was as a systems analyst. I was a very good systems analyst. I don't know how I worked before now. Twitty Cake, they actually, the cheap versions don't actually do any motion detection. So, They just have a camera. Yeah, 20K. Yeah, and again, if you understand that limitation, you can see that they're very limited. So my radar will go through a door, so you can check if there's somebody behind the door. So without looking at the thing. So and in theory, if you're willing to drill a hole in your door, you can put a powered camera that can take a picture of them. The problem with that is then you have to put a electric wire through the door, and I mean not electric wire, but I mean at least Ethernet cable. And some of you will probably think it's not attractive, but you could. You could get a Ethernet cable and power your. No, you'd still need power. You just can't say, "Well, I'm going to use doorbell Wi-Fi." It's like this Arlo camera. So the Arlo camera is not wired; it's battery sucking operated. So you're supposed to bring it home inside the house every what? Every few days, and then charge it. It's like, are you serious? How are you going to do that when there's a cover on the garage? How are you going to do that? Do you know how much power a camera draws? You cannot do solar, a big solar. You can't do a little solar on a Zucking camera. Can't. Too much power. So you need a big solar panel, a big one. And in which case, you still need to connect to the internet. So if you're going to connect to the internet, might as well do power over Ethernet, which is what I'm talking about. Okay? So anyway, I'm glad for the ideas because it gives me ideas on what to do. Yes, Arlo. That's a battery-operated version. Yeah, go put the battery in, take it out, and run that in the winter. Let's see what happens. Stupid concept. Seriously stupid concept. You're going to get robbed when the battery's dead. Stupid concept. No. Stupid concept. No. These are not serious security systems. They're you buy them and you think it's gonna be cool, but if they're not really gonna work without any attention, then why are you wasting money? Oh, PoE is not new. No, power over Ethernet is my system here for the mesh network. That's all power over Ethernet. The devices are required to be power over Ethernet. Simplifies the power. You don't have to put a bunch of power supplies and all that. So you only power them through Ethernet cable. So you send like 48 volts and then they power all the devices. So I looked at the ring and said, will this work for me? And no. Battery sucking operated. These are not practical. Not practical at all. VPN networks are a myth. What exactly does that mean? I run a VPN. It's not a myth. Seems like I have to power everything at work. Yeah, you have. They have. If you want them unattended, they should have power. And there are simple solutions for power. You just buy something called a power line PoE adapter. They're about like $60 at Amazon for a pair. No, I'm saying that none of these are good. None of these Zucking, no, Nest, anything to do with the Zucking Google Home is a bad idea. All of my workstation devices, yes. So yeah, anything that uses Google Home is spying on you. Anything that uses Alexa Echo is spying on you. So, Zuck. Why use something that's spying on you? It's not that, please, Dihama, please, be realistic, okay? It is very hard to go up into a tall area and then have to grab a chair and then unscrew the damn thing and put it in the house, and then the thief comes when you're charging the Zucking battery. No. Stupid method. So what to use as a poor person? I will sell products for poor people too. How can I make my email immune to phishing? By not having email. Nest has cords. Yes, Aggie, Nest has cords so that you can connect to sucking Google, then Google spies on everything that happens in your house. Have fun. I'm trying to make you distinguish here. Not all security systems are sucking the same. Okay, most of these new ones are all cloud-based. They're made to track you, and you're saying, well, I get tracked by Google and Facebook anyway, so what's a new thing? Yes, so they know everything that happens to you. They know when you turn on your heat. They know when you run your air conditioner. They know everything. It's like, zuck you, Google. So if you want to go for that, this is zucking spyware that you're putting on your zucking house. Why would you want to put spyware in your house? Why would you open up to hackers to come in? This is too serious, and most people don't realize what the zuck is. Twitty, I've been for years saying, do not install anything from Google Nest and all that. For years, I've been saying, do not install anything from Alexa Echo. Do not have an Alexa Echo. And they say, oh, look, security system for what security? What security? I live in a city trying to protect myself. Yes, I know, Aggie. This is exactly my problem. So I can't use this when you're already in the door. You know, I need to know when you're just approaching. Did you ever play doorbell ditch? No, I don't know what that is, Deanna. Doorbell ditch. I don't know what that is. My city water meter is now a spy meter. Well, yes, my electric meter is a spy meter too. I can track my friend's location on Snapchat. Yeah, so you're on Snapchat, then somebody can track you too. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. Anyway, I'm gonna make some videos to show you my progress here. This is gonna take a while. Still, this is not something that's gonna be ready in a week. It's gonna take a while. Maybe in a month. I'll have a product, one of the products available. But let me make the video first. So I'll show you my progress here. But that's a toy water gun. No, it's a airsoft. It shoots little plastic pellets. But it actually, fires for real. Look. Oop, I guess it's out of power. There. You put the plastic pellets in there. So, looks pretty real though. Looks quite real. Ring the bell and run. Well, in my case, you ring the zucking bell and run, you're on camera. High resolution photo. So, try that in my house, you're zucked. We were going to do a redeem. No, I'm not going to do that. No time for that right now. Do not use Opera as a browser, please. Do not. I still have ammo here. Still have ammo. Simon. Still have ammo. I may be able to load this quickly, or you don't even know if my devices are preloaded with these. Okay? Can you see that? In case you're wondering if that's real or not. There. You can see. You want to look at the back and see if it's real? Probably be banned on YouTube now. We don't like guns here on YouTube. We're banning all the gun channels. I am. Except this one. Yes, I maybe give us 15 minutes next time. So, yes, 556. 556. Come on, that does not look like 30-6. Come on. It's 5. Come on, you don't even know what it looks like. That's 556 or 223. Tell my address now. So, what's your best video to watch about VPN? What's your best uh, the video is about why the best, the most popular VPNs are not the good VPNs, and that explains why I made my own VPN. Because this is why I left PIA, and then other companies have touted themselves as the best. Go watch Tom Spark reviews. All he does on YouTube is talk about VPNs, and it shows you the flaws in each one of them. I just told you what the title is, Tinkerballs. It's called why the most popular VPNs are not the best VPN. That's the title. Yes, Lizard, dealt with many of them. I can attack you back. DDoS is one of the earliest things that I can attack you back and spoof the IP so you will not know. Okay. So DDoS, yeah. Of course, they have botnets now. So you can't attack the botnet. So you basically reroute the traffic. That's how it's handled now. You just reroute the traffic elsewhere, and then you become unaffected. Is there a way to stop from getting DDoS? Yeah, but at the infrastructure level. Yeah, you buy the bandwidth, you reroute the traffic on the bandwidth. That's how you do it. And you put what's the term? Forget the term now, but you don't directly open up your server to the internet. You have something that it routes from. In case of a problem, then you shut that down and route the traffic elsewhere. So if you know what's causing what the particular attack is, you can route that traffic away. No, it's not called proxy. It's called starts with R. I have it set up. I have that. IOT. Yes, I did see that, but not ready yet. Enlighten up. No, it's not called a router. It's a. It's on my Amazon. Mr. Many Pac-Man wins. Was there a Pac-Man event? No. Come on. It's a. It's basically the front server on the internet, and then it routes to you inside the VPC. So like a bounce thing. I have to look at the what it's called on Amazon. I'm having a mental block right now. So having a mental block. Mr. Compton, is very interesting. Radiator? What? So anyway, that's how you handle in modern day. That's how you handle. You actually need somebody at the ISP level to intercept a DDoS. You can't handle that from your own servers. It's got to be done before. So the routing goes through the network. So for example, if you're going to Amazon, you can route the traffic at the Amazon side before it gets to your server, so your server doesn't get overloaded. And since Amazon has a huge pipe, they're not going to be overloaded even with terabytes of network data. It's just going to reroute. However, you get the bill. So if you get DDoS, you still get the bill. So regular civilians can't do anything about DDoS. Yeah, you turn your server off and not worry about it. Correct. You set up a new server and say, move server over here, and you announce it on social media. Because of a current DDoS attack, we are running our server at this new address. There. That's your cheap version of it. Okay? Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and I will not be going live till next week. and but intend to make more videos. I did not make as many videos as I wanted this week because of my car issues. So I'm a little bit uh, it's not relay, no. Leroy, hello. So so anyway, I will not get a Toyota. Didn't you hear about my story with the Toyota Sienna stuck in you know the armpit of California? So, or sorry, the bathroom of California. So yes, I was caught in the bathroom of California. No, yeah, on a Toyota Sienna. So no. So I'll just stick to the car. The car was fine. The mistake was from the dealer's the raid. No, no, no. But it's a uh, no. That's not Stockton. Um, yeah, the bathroom of California. Translated to Spanish, you'll know. You'll know where it is. No derp. Yeah, I was stuck in the bathroom of California. Did you say Sierra Nevadas are the armpit? What? My Subaru is trusty. I hear Subarus are trusty, yes. Yes, I hear Subarus are trusty. So, Toyotas in general are trusty, but they're, has been for many decades. And lighten up, the bathroom of California is actually called the bathroom. Okay? Toyota Camry is the most reliable. Maybe. That could be. But I don't want a Toyota Camry. So, too bad. So, so no. What about Mr. I already got my car. So, I may get a Toyota Camry as an additional. I need another one. So, I may have to get a used Toyota Camry. But that's not my car right now. So, you all know what kind of car I drive. So, all of my cars are the same model. Same manufacturer. So at the moment, all of my cars are the same manufacturer, but that may change soon because I need one more car because I lost 2 cars. So Tinkerball doesn't want to go to Brax for whatever reason. I have a fleet of Suburbans in black. Yeah, cars are expensive. Buy a cheap economic car. Don't borrow this. You'll have to get some more suit jackets. You mean I can't reuse a blazer? It's a blazer. I can reuse it. I'm just gonna leave this blazer right here so that I can reuse it at every broadcast. Okay. I really need a real bug detector because we have biting flies, mosquitoes. Not that kind of bug detector. Okay, but I am actually going to build a bug detector. It's doesn't take that long to build it. I already know how to build it. Yeah. Enlighten Up has safely been on Brax for a long time. What kind of shoes do I like? Nothing fancy. Why is it doesn't blaze anything? Tinkerballs, you tell me. I don't know. Raspberry Pis are cool. My son had past tense. Had one. When you start living the real world, quickly start realizing that Toyota Camry is pretty cool. I've been in the real world for a long time, old man flappy nuts. I'm not 19, so, my first car was a Toyota. So, the closest I got to a Toyota was a Lexus. I had a Lexus once. Before that, I had one Toyota, my first car. That's it. So Lexus was the closest I got to Toyota. The real world. So you love your Toyota. I don't have a Toyota. I don't have a Honda. I don't have any of that. You all know what I drive. So anyway. So you ever used Uber? I personally have never used Uber. No, I have enough cars. I don't need to use Uber. Car Talk. So I have personally never used Uber. Everyone uses Uber. I don't. I don't need to use Uber. Lamborghini for you, Leaf Wisdom, but not for me. But anyway, I you know got a car loan like normal people. So got a car, got a loan. I would never use Uber. Jacket, piano, Commodore, whiskey. Yes, Twitty, I need to do that, right? So anyway, I'm gonna go back to fidgeting with this thing here, and on Monday, if I actually get the part, I will show you exactly how I'm gonna put this into a very nice, large camera housing. This is going to go for this is for the outdoor one. Okay, which electric car would you choose? I actually considered an electric car. I actually was looking at the Prius Prime. I was looking at the E-Volt from Volkswagen, and of course the Tesla. Their GPS is terrible. The drivers usually seem clueless. So I have looked at those electric cars, and I decided that at the moment I can't afford one, so I'm not going to get one. Okay, so at the moment I am not going to get an electric car because I looked at the which breadboard did you buy? You have to buy a breadboard. I have many breadboards. So Nissan Leaf is 16K. I don't have a Nissan Leaf. So Nissan Leafs are fucking tiny. So you're not rich. Not yes, I am not rich right now. I was rich, but not at the moment. But yeah, at one point I was rich. Past tense. Currently, no. Currently, I'm like, I have no income. So I got a solar charger through Amazon for my phone. They're really nice and work inside my office. Perfect Christmas gift. I thought you bought my Rock Pals, not mine, but the recommended Rock Pals with the battery. That can charge all of your phones. You could charge 16 phones or something at the same time. That thing is like, powerful as heck. In case of an emergency, you can power up your phones, no problem. Yeah. So you don't need the little one, you need the big one. Yeah, they all have USB in there. Do you know that you can take that the battery, charge it with solar for 4 hours, and that will power up your phones for several days. It's in my solar video. It's in my solar video. If you're not watching my YouTube videos, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Tinker. There's a bunch of zucking videos. Watch them. They're under prepper ideas. There's a bunch of, things on solar. They're very powerful solar charger that, it's really powerful. I mean, you could, if I had two of those, I could power up a refrigerator. Tinker, you look at the one that has the title that you want. Solar is one of them. I'm going to get one of those solar chargers link in your video. Yes, the link is in the video, Jay. Yes. Have you seen the pixel tracking demo on The Verge? I need to see pixel tracking? I mean, Android's tracking you. Why do I need to see a video of it? Is that something new? It's not new. I've been talking about it forever. I'm shocked. Whoopi Goldberg says that your phones are tracking you. That's probably why you're saying it now, because everyone gets shocked when when I say it, nobody pays attention. When Whoopi Goldberg says it, oh, they're spying on my email. Oh yeah, I've only been talking about it forever. So nothing new there. Okay, so Tinkerball says overwhelmed for whatever reason. I have no idea. Have you seen the? Okay, so. Everyone will start claiming to be poor now. I am poor, Diana, because I don't have any income. So So I don't have any income. If you don't have any income, then you're poor. So it's a very simple story. Okay. So I have very little income. It's you guys buy VPNs, you buy whatever products. That will be the start of what hopefully will be income. At the moment, no. Patreon. I had at one point I had two patrons and they're gone now. So I think you're the only patron right now. Anyway, So please support. If somebody, if you think you're being helped by what I do, I appreciate the support because I don't really have any income. And buy my products. If you like it, then buy them. Not a big cash cow, I suppose. No. So obviously, in the long run, this might be a real business. Yes, my patron Alok. Yes, they made a mistake. You know how Twitter banned me? They said it's a mistake. Patron banned me, also blocked me, and they said it was a mistake. What if somebody hacks into your VPN? Tinkerballs, can you talk about something serious, okay? Who has ever hacked into Brax? Who has ever hacked into my VPN? No one. So don't tell me that. If no one's ever done it, then it doesn't happen. Okay, Brax has been around for many years. No one has ever hacked Brax. Okay, so if you can tell me, well, Brax is going to be hacked, well, try. So many mistakes happening to you. Glad you're up, by the way, Simon. You're not even going to work and you're watching me. What if you seek our info? There's no data that I seek to Tinkerball because I don't collect it. Tinkerball's Brax me does not even collect your sucking email. Well, why don't you stick to Facebook where you feel safer? Why don't you stick to Twitter and Periscope where you give your email address? Brax does not even ask for your Zucking email address or your real Zucking name. Okay, this is about the best pseudo-anonymous platform because no information is required. Tinker, you are putting your Zucking email and Twitter account here on Periscope. Brax does not require an email address. It does not require any email address. It doesn't require a phone number. You can use Google Authenticator to log in. Okay? Ali, look at Ali. Brax, the reason that Brax is extremely safe is because Brax does not collect the information at all. Therefore, even if somebody hacked Brax and broke through the encryption, which no one has ever done so, they're not going to get anything because there's no real people on there. It's not required anymore, boycott box. You can sign in using Google Authenticator. That's new. This 2019 boycott box. No more email. Well, you can use email, but it's not required. In 2019, Brax you can log into Brax and authenticate yourself using Google Authenticator or Authy. But if we buy your products, you will. Well, why don't you go buy Tinkerballs? Why don't you buy products from somebody else and they will know who you are? So I don't know what you want. Do you want somebody else to know who you are or somebody who's actually going to protect you? The reason it's on Brax is to protect your security. Okay. Some people say, well, I want to be secure. So I don't want to give you PayPal. Fine, mail me a money order. I don't really care how you pay. You say, well, I don't trust you. I'll, then money order. There's an address. Do money order. I don't really care. You do anything you want. It's so there's nothing overwhelming and confusing when dealing with me. I am about as simple as it gets. Okay? There's nothing overwhelming on Brax. You putting it in your own head. Okay? As anyone ever, and many of you have been buying products from me for years, and some of you buy services from Brax for years. Has any ever been compromised? Have any of you been publicly doxxed Has anything ever happened to your data? Has anything happened to anyone's data while in my care? Please ask me that. Has anybody shown pictures of you because you loaded pictures up on Brax? Has anything happened to that? Has any of your messages that are supposedly encrypted shown up? Why don't you look at the actual reality of the thousands and thousands of people who've actually used the app and say if any of those 1,000 people have reported any kind of problem ever? My goodness. I'm the one that you're supposed to trust, and you'd rather trust Zuckbook that's like stealing your data. I mean, it's crazy. I'm the only one taking care of you. It's like, oh, I don't trust you because you're a hack. I can hack you without going to Brax. Tinker, do not buy my products if you don't trust. Go get it from somebody who will actually steal your data. Don't really care. Why do I need to care? Why do I need to care? Okay, I don't really need to trouble myself for 89 zucking bucks. I mean, if you're gonna go through all this trouble just because it's 89 bucks that you pay me, it's not worth it for me. I don't need to care. I do care to protect your data, but if you're gonna go through the trouble of saying, "Well, I don't trust you," well, that don't. It doesn't matter to me. If you don't trust me, Tinker, then don't do anything with me and don't watch me. Don't do anything because it doesn't really matter to me. I'm here to protect. For those who don't believe that I'm here to protect, then don't believe me. It doesn't matter. You can get a what? I like that. Silly Willie. That's a good comment. Okay, read Silly Willie's comment. Okay. So, my job is to protect you. I've been doing these broadcasts for 4 sucking years, doing nothing but to protect you. And if anything, there's a history here that I've done nothing but protect you. Okay? I've done nothing but to protect. That's my reputation. Why would you say, well, I don't trust you. I don't know what you're going to do with my data. Well, why don't you ask all the people who have bought from me and see what I don't even try to remember who bought from me. I actually don't know who's who. If you ask me, do I remember whose real name was? I don't, because, I only look at the PayPal to fill out the form and I never look at it again. It does not interest me at all to track any of you because it's my job to protect you. Well, I'm not telling you to trust me, Tinkerball. Just look at my reputation. Okay? Again, many of you have revealed secrets to me in private. Has any one of those ever been revealed? Please, people, many of you talk about, many of your friends and, you talk about your innermost problems to me. Have I ever told anyone about it? Even simple things like you might say, have I ever indicated anything? I mean, there's some people that, sometimes you think I'd reveal information. I never do because it's none of my business. Okay? If you go to Brax, you'll find some individuals that, you wonder about. Never. I've never done that because, trust you. That's why people have trusted me with all the information. You would not believe what Rob knows about me is beyond trustworthy. Yes, Ali is an example. Many, not just you, Ali, pretty much all of you have some secret that you've told me. Almost all of you, I can read it now and here. And all of you have said something to me because you trust me and you told me things. And what have I ever revealed to anyone? Okay? Never. In the same token, if you know my real name or anything like that, I expect you to defend me too and hide my information. Because as you know me a long time, then you get to know those things, and you got dibs on me too. So anyway, so Tinkerbell will say, "Well, I don't trust you, but I'll trust NordVPN and trust PI." What makes them so trustworthy? I don't get it. I know East Spanish. It's just kind of a waste of time. So like I said, if you don't trust me, then go trust somebody else. Not gonna find anyone more trustworthy than me, though. So chances are you're taking a larger risk. But I don't really care. It doesn't, if you don't trust, it doesn't bother me. Move on. Okay. So not gonna force an opinion on me if you don't want to use Brax because you're afraid of Brax. Then don't use it. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. Doesn't matter to me. Most secure since I found Rob. Thank you, Entire Meyer. Many of you, Entire Meyer purchased many products from me. Entire Meyer is one of my, most regular customers. I know that, Tinker. Yeah, but it's dangerous. You're opening up Tinkerballs when you don't have a VPN. Then you're dealing with a million people who are untrustworthy. When you're dealing with a VPN, you've narrowed it down to the person who has a VPN. So which is worse? Which is worse? Okay, exposing your IP address is pretty serious stuff. That means, possibly thousands of people are collecting your data. Especially your political comments. If you have a VPN, then you only have to trust one person. But without it, you're revealing data in a very untrustworthy way to thousands of people, and you're saying, well, we don't really care about that. You should. You should. Now, the reason, I don't worry about you saying, should you have a VPN or not, because you can always use Tor. Now, Tor is completely trustworthy, especially if you use my device, the Tor router. Okay? If you use a Tor router, it's end-to-end encrypted. I'm not in there. It's between you and Tor. End-to-end. If you buy the physical device. Okay? If you use Tor only, not the VPN, it's the Tor only, I am not in there. You're dealing with open source Tor and the Tor network. I am not part of that. It's encrypted that's how Tor works. It's end-to-end encryption. If you buy the physical device, then you are about as secure as you will ever be, unless you build your own Tor device. Okay? So anyway, I need to save up for your new Brax Bytes Wi-Fi. It's going to be awesome and lighten up. It's just because it's faster. Not only is it the device, it's faster. It's 5 gigahertz, and because Tor is a lot slower than a VPN. So anyway, thank you for you always providing testing proof. Yes, considering my ability to dox and hack people and so on, my job really is to prevent it from happening. Not sure with my slow connection though. Yeah, and lighten up, it is a problem, but Tor is much slower though. There's a reason Tor is slower because it has to make the connection to the network to find the nodes, and that always adds, a few seconds with each connection before you even starts up the load. Once it gets going like a stream, then it speeds up, but that initial delay is very frustrating. That does not occur in a VPN. So you gain a little that connection speed at the beginning. You got to run. Okay, Starlight. Thank you. Why is it so hard to leave this? I know, Mystic, because you're all friends. You know what, guys? For those of you who are on YouTube and you don't know my history in Periscope, I didn't get 32,000 followers on, or whatever it is now. I forget what the number is now. It's been going down. 30,000 something. Uh, uh, you know, my, I didn't get 30,000 followers on Periscope, just by, just talking blindly here. A lot of you have become friends over the years, and I've been doing this for 4 years now. And partly it's because we have fun times like this too, where we chat. And YouTube is not really. You only knew me here, yes. So 30, yeah, but it keeps going down. Et Buck. It was, at one point it was 33,000, and then Periscope knocked it down, and it goes down every week. Goes down by 10 or so every week, and it's like, why does it keep going down? Don't know. Weird. So, yeah, you were one of the first people I watched. Thank you, Ali. You're so kind, and because we, all had the same friends. So, part of Periscope was about friendship. Periscope did not know that and didn't handle that right. But yes, part of it is for friendship. Now, unfortunately, I feel kind of abandoned by Periscope, so I truly am really dedicating my effort to not being on Periscope. So I'm going to be honest with you. My interest in Periscope is pretty limited right now. Okay, the growth of YouTube is in a couple of months I'll be over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's growing fast now, and it'll accelerate. By the end of the year, I'll probably be at 3,000 already, which means very soon it'll be at 10,000. Trolls drove a lot of people away from Periscope. I'll give you watching hours on YouTube, but I won't comment there. It's okay, Lighten Up. I just need to. Maybe if I stop broadcasting on Periscope, I can take the comment from Brax. I know, but Periscope is not taking care of me, so I don't really have any visibility on Periscope. I'm not getting any new followers on Periscope at all, which means I have no visibility in a global list, and I don't really need to waste my time on something that does not help me. Premium Snapchat took over. I don't really know any more boycott boxes. I don't really spend too much time watching Periscope anymore. I'm just too ticked off. So it's kind of low priority for me right now. YouTube is very important to me. Thank you, and Lighten Up. Now nobody's really paying attention to my tweets as well. So even Twitter is kind of not because most of my followers on Twitter that watch me on Periscope are from Periscope. So, anyway, thanks, guys. I'll be making the videos next week, but I'm gonna need some time to start building this. So I appreciate it. I kind of stayed overtime here, and again, please understand that I don't make any income when I'm doing this. So if you support me on Super Chat, Super Hearts, Patreon, Brax tokens, or even just contribute directly to PayPal, these are all appreciated quite a bit since this is a full-time activity, which means while I'm doing this, I am not making any income. So I'm not making any income at all while I'm doing this. So I used to do a lot of other stuff on the side, which I'm not doing because it's so hard to get this started. I'm dedicating my time making these videos and these projects and so on, and it doesn't make any income for me, and so it's like negative cash flow. Plus, I pay for Brax, and I do all this stuff. So I appreciate it quite a bit. Thank you for the super hearts. Dump Twitter for Brax. Forget Gab, please. Forget Gab, please. I don't need to forget Gab. It doesn't do anything to me. I don't really do much. So, post it on there and nobody really does anything. So it's like, okay. So maybe we should do more super hearts then. I don't know. Super heart, super chat. You know, Apple and Google take 50%. So Patreon takes less. Patreon takes less of the cut. And definitely Brax tokens. Brax tokens have no cut. Ray Z 88. Are you leaving social? No, I'm putting my attention on YouTube. YouTube is where it's at for me. YouTube is where it's at for me. My future expansion here. Only YouTube is growing. YouTube is growing, and it's accelerating. It's growing much faster. It's accelerating on YouTube. My Twitter my Twitter and Periscope are fairly dead. Uh, yeah, Apple takes yeah, at least 30%. Yes. Does it help you watch your YouTube ads? Yes, Simon. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Uh, Endorsing your YouTube channel. Subscribe to Rob's. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Twitty. Thank you very much. That's a very nice comment. I can't figure out how to live chat on YouTube. Ali, you have to log into YouTube. You can't do live chat without logging in. So create a Gmail account of whatever name you want, and then you use that on YouTube. How much does PayPal take from tokens? I believe it's 2.9%. Enlighten up. I think it's 2.9% from tokens. So yes, so I to sustain the program, I got to get help, and I appreciate it. So if you just need a VPN, paying for a product, whether or not you use it, if you pay for a product, then that helps. So if you're thinking, well, I can pick any number of VPNs. Want to support this program? Use my VPN, and then you'll find out it's a pretty good idea, because when you actually compare it to the others, it's one of the best options you could ever have. My VPN is a lot faster than some of these other VPNs, because there's less of a crowd on it. So the servers are not taxed at all. The servers are heavy capacity. I pay money for the servers, so I don't make any profit. For your benefit. Thank you, Razy. Glad you not. No, YouTube. No, don't suck in closing door. Opening the door. Just opening it on YouTube. The door is wide open. Most of my content now is YouTube videos. I don't necessarily do live. I only do live twice a week now. And I have a lot of YouTube videos. And some of them are getting very, very popular. My last video on cell phones is the fastest moving now. It's it's a very new video, and it's growing faster than any video I've ever made. So yeah, I'm also on Brax.me. Yes, so it's easy. Brax chat with images is slow for me. That if you have a very slow bandwidth, yes, I can understand. Boy, enlighten up. You are in a bad area there. I shared it on Gab. Thank you, E.T. Buck. So please, any support of the channel is very, very appreciated. That's helps sustain this, and then I will always give it back to you in content. It's $50 a month. Yeah, enlighten up. Zocked up. I've never heard of Gab until tonight. Gab tends to be more against your beliefs, Ali, so you probably wouldn't want to be there. It tends to be more right wing. People on Gab are looking for a VPN. Yeah. So Ali, you probably wouldn't want to be on. It's basically a platform like Gab is preaching to the choir. So it's no fun like that. any platform that's primarily one side is preaching to the choir. It's not very interesting. So that's what you have in there. It's so that's not your kind of that's not your style. I know Google, YouTube censor so much, but you can talk on Braxme. Braxme is not censored. If you want to have discussions, go flock on Braxme. We have a extremely popular politics room that's like goes on 24 hours a day, and it can be kind of frank and I've never posted on it. You need to upload a selfie with a gun to register on gun. That's funny. That's funny. So anyway, that's glad to see you all here, and I will keep you updated. Any liberal chat rooms on Brax? The political, the political ranch room is is left and right. So it's left and right. Well, again, nobody forced you to use it, Tinker. Nobody, if you don't like it, then don't use it. So, there's many people can help you how to use it if you don't understand how to use it. Thank you, Twitty. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Testing check. I couldn't find the store. The store to buy is rob.brax.me. It's on the link here. It's on every video. The link is in the video. Every video says here's a link to the store. rob.brax.me. It's not, that's where it is. It's on my profile. Braxme is an app, yes. Anyone can make a store on Brax, Tinker. It's not a general store. You can make your own store on Brax. So my VPN products are not part of Brax. They're a separate store on my name. They're not. Maybe I'll make it part of Brax at some point, but at the moment they're not. So the store is linked. Rob.brax. It says that everywhere. So, I get confused with YouTube too. If you think YouTube is easy, when you don't know something, it's like, oh, this is so confusing, but it's really not. There's not that many things you have to know. You have to join Brax to buy from the store. You don't have to join Brax to look at it. But you need to join Brax because it's how you sign up to the store. Just like when you buy from Amazon, you got to be a member of Amazon. When you buy from any company, you have to sign up to the store to have an account. Okay? The store is still selling CBD. Why, you want to buy? Nobody wanted to buy it, so I didn't put it on the store. I did not put the CBD on the store. I have a supplier, yes. So, but yes, I have a supplier for CBD. So it's easy to get high quality, high dose CBD. And I don't know if anybody wants to buy it. Buy a lid. They still use that term. I don't know. I don't know what that term is. Don't know what that term is. Anyway, wow, everybody wanted to chat here. So thank you for Tinker probably extended the chat here because of his concerns. Okay, so let's not make this more complicated. People can talk to me on Brax. I don't know who you are. You don't identify yourself. Brax does not have IP addresses. I don't really know who you are. Okay? Thank you, Enlighten Up. I don't know who you are on Brax. If you just like I don't know who you are here on Twitter. You want to try? I've tried CBD. I had when I had my hand problem, it was inflamed. I used CBD to cut the inflammation. So So I don't know who you are in Brax. You're not required to identify yourself from Brax. If you're Tinker and Brax, that's all I know. I don't have any IP, nothing. I know nothing. Yes, it did work. It's a anti-inflammatory. If you're thinking it does magic, I don't know. But if you're talking about anti-inflammatory properties that doesn't affect your stomach with some of the meds, it does work as an anti-inflammatory. Using it for CBD for tendinitis, yes, that should work. Placebo effect is real. As a anti-inflammatory, it does work. In fact, I still have some oral oil capsules. I have it in capsules, and it's high dose. The one I have is high dose. It's like 50 milligrams or something. It's very high dose. That would be very expensive normally. Nancy Pants. Oh my gosh, Nancy Pants. Haven't seen you in a while. Is that the one that gets you high? No, it does not get you high. Is the price the same as last quoted? I believe so, but I don't know what I quoted now. You're the master identifier. I guess if I commented, you would already know all my IP info. No, Ray TV, it doesn't work like that. It requires some initial work. I don't know it just by looking at you. So, and I don't have the kind of time to go do that to good people. Even if I wanted to, I do it to bad people. If bad people come, and they attack me, then I will attack you back. Otherwise, I will protect you. On the that sounds. But there's the problem. The problem in Lighten Up is there's two sizes. That's why I don't recall which is which. I believe there's a different milligram sizes, and so different packaging and different number of capsules per. I think one has a 20 capsule and one has a 50 capsule. So that's what I can't remember, and I got to check the notes. So, but I do have a supplier. So if people, you weren't sure which should. Yeah, I wasn't because I thought they were gonna pass some law that said it was legal to do it, and I just have a supplier for it. The supplier, somebody actually, they were doing commercial hemp CBD farm in Oregon and Northern California. So they were doing it. So if anybody wants to buy it, then it's a very high quality supply that it's somebody I deal with all the time. So we've been talking about doing this, and I no, he's not a commercial. I'm talking commercial. Yeah, a commercial level supplier, not a do it in my backyard kind of. No, we're talking about the machines that do the extraction. There's some specialized equipment to do this. They do farming in big enclosed greenhouses with all the whatever on it. It's link. It's through me. The problem is that I didn't know if it was legal to sell. Can you make a machine to do the extraction with a pie? No. But apparently there's like a very special process for extracting. Need a scope on CBD? Why? It goes straight to your YouTube channel? What? So anyway, this is unfocused. Why are we talking about CBD? So because it's more popular now. How to buy? I have I have a supplier. I have some. So but for I have a volume supplier, and they're commercial. They Um, they basically it's a one of the big companies that made commercial CBD, and they kind of broke up.